Hello again. In this segment of our program, we have two visitors here from our home support staff. On my left here, I have Shirley Stewart. She is our home support manager, and she has brought with her Khalida Rafiq, and Khalida is our scheduling coordinator here in home support. Shirley, you tell me that you have some updates for home support this month. Can you tell us what those are?
Yes, I can. And good morning. First of all, I wanted to introduce Khalida, which is one of our schedulers. I wanted to make sure that the audience had an opportunity to put a face with the voice, because we have 4 schedulers that are with home support, and I'm introducing them one at a time. Okay. Last month I introduced Emma, so this month I'm going to introduce Khalida and let her tell you just a little bit about herself and how long she's been working for Green Springs.
Excellent.
So my name is Khalida. I've been here for about 7 months now. I really enjoy what I do here. It makes a big difference, not only with the residents, but our team is very united. Like, we really, we try to do our best to make sure that everybody is pleased and, everything works out. It's definitely a very busy job, but.
So you are the person, if someone calls up and needs help with home support.
Yes.
You answer the phone, and the individual, if I'm calling, I tell you what I need.
Yes.
And you help me understand what my choices are and what the cost would be for each one of those choices.
Yes.
And how soon I can get that help in my apartment.
Yes.
And how all this will work for me. Is that correct?
It is.
That's a difficult job, because I'm sure when the person calls you, most of the time they're pretty stressed and a little upset. And maybe it's a family member calling who is maybe even more stressed and more upset.
This is true.
So you have to have a lot of patience. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You do.
And Khalida's very good at that. She's a little shy right now, but she talks a lot. So
I bet you do.
When she's on the telephone and speaking with the residents and the family members when they call, she does provide a lot of information, and she assists them with making choices. Or she passes it on to one of the managers or myself, so we can help.
When someone gets a little too upset.
Right.
Well, basically to help them make the right decision as
Sure.
to what is best for them as far as services are concerned, because we do provide a lot of services, anything from as short as 1 hour up to 24 hours.
So the
per day.
smallest amount of time that one can have home support is 1 hour.
1 hour is the least amount of time, unless we're just simply doing a wheelchair escort, taking them from their apartment to the medical center or down to the beauty shop or something along that line. Then there is a 30-minute increment.
Okay.
But if it's going to be any type of personal care or companion care, then the shortest would be 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And also, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the changes that are going to be taking place in 2017. I know that many of the residents have made phone calls to the office because of information they have received in their cubbies. One of the things, one of the questions or concerns was about the companion not showing up on the fee schedule that was sent out.
I had heard that.
Yes.
And I noticed it, and then I heard it from several residents. Can you explain that?
Yes, I can. And I just want to assure everybody that the companionship services is still available. The only reason why it's not on there is because there is no difference in the fee. The reason for that is because it is very important for the residents to understand, and family members, that we want to make sure that we work as a team and help them select the best services for them depending upon what their actual needs are. It shouldn't really rely on just simple costs, because there are certain things companions can and cannot do, as well as the aides. So the reason why the corporation decided to just group it all into one fee is because the service is based upon need, not necessarily just looking at, well, I can get this a little less than I can get that.
So previously, we had the aides for one fee and the companions for one fee. And then the escorts were the people that just rolled you to and from an appointment. So the companions and aides were two different fees.
They were two different fees initially, and we have discovered that there have been times, and I've had to talk to residents about it, where they would say, I want a companion, and when you continue your conversation, you realize they can't really have the service of a companion because of the restrictions that the companions have. They really need to have an aide.
So people were asking a companion, they were hoping that they could use a companion to do the services that really the companion wasn't qualified or permitted to do.
It's a possibility that that would happen.
And really they needed the services of an aide.
Sure. And there are really legitimate reasons why a companion is simply all that you need. But the important thing is to make sure that that decision is based upon what the true need is. And that's the important thing to remember.
So from this point forward, whether you have a companion or an aide, the cost will be the same?
The hourly fee will be the same,
Okay.
whether it's a companion or an aide. Now, as far as wheelchair escort is concerned, that is the reduced fee.
That's a separate
just as
fee.
it has been. If it's
Right.
just a simple pick you up from one place and taking you to another one, that's a fee. That is, of course, less than what just for an hour for an aide.
So whether you have a companion or an aide assigned to you, that decision will be made in discussions with your office?
Exactly. It would be a discussion that would be had with the resident or family, whomever is making the decision, as well as myself or one of my clinical managers. We will be helping you to make that determination. What is the best service for you to get based upon what your true needs are?
Okay.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that we're doing everything that's correct. If you have a client that may be using a walker and they say, I want a companion, you have to stop and think about, what if you stumble, or what if something happens and you need to have some help? If you have a companion, they're not legally allowed to help you, whereas an aide can. So instead of putting yourself in that position, then the best thing is to get the companion. You don't have to be making a consideration about the cost because it's going to be the same.
Because the companions are not trained. A companion
Exactly.
may be mentally willing to
Sure.
physically help you, but a companion is not trained, nor is he or she legally permitted to give you
Exactly.
that kind of assistance,
They
that kind
cannot-
of physical assistance.
Exactly. They cannot do any kind of hands-on care. They're very nice, caring people that are
Sure.
familiar with helping senior citizens and people of need, and they want to do that.
Certainly.
And they do a really good job at it. But no, they have not gone to any school. They have not been certified or trained.
Right.
So that is the major difference, and it's important to know that and keep that in mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that clarification. I know there were lots of questions about that.
Exactly. There's another concern that I want to bring up as well.
We just have 1 minute, so
Okay,
let's
sure.
get that in.
All right, I will get that in.
Yeah.
As far as we do have some of our residents that are using medication reminders from the aides, there are some differences that will be occurring in 2017. The letters have gone out,
Okay.
and if anyone has any concerns or questions about that, please feel free to call the office. We're all qualified and have been informed and able to explain those changes and what they are.
Okay.
Okay?
So the changes are there. If you have questions, call the Home Support
Sure.
Office. They are there to help you and answer your questions, and people like Khalida are there to assist you. Thank you for coming on with us today. It's been wonderful meeting you, and thank you for your service, both of you. You do a wonderful job. How many total residents do you service?
We have about 400 plus on our roster, and that includes all of our medication reminders, management, wheelchairs, and personal care. So we have a lot of people that we do interface with on a daily basis.
Well, you do a wonderful job.
Thank you so
and we're
much.
very happy you're here. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
And we have a few announcements today before we leave you.